Finding a better way to live, to work, play, eat, and even buy. We want ways that care for the environment and addresses climate change. Top companies and experts are bent on going green as they hold the first sustainability forum with one of the leading broadsheets in the country. With us now is Unjieng. He's the Manila Bulletin's columnist and sales consultant, and also the project director for the Sustainability Forum. Good morning, Philip. It's great to have you with us.
Morning,
Philip,
Bob.
climate change has been talked about for many years now. It's an issue close to all of our hearts. And urgent discussions and meetings have been done, and rightly so, I think. The urgency has never been felt and never been more important than now.
Yeah, but what happens, Paolo, is that in the process of like my attending webinars or forums about sustainability, I often felt that these forums were actually mounted by one particular industry. So, quite often the speakers would often be either very technical or very esoteric in terms of what they were talking about. And so when I spoke to Emilia and Jordan of the Manila Bulletin, we basically said maybe it was time to also go back to the basics and try to encourage people to understand better what sustainability is about. Like when we talk to a lot of people, they often refer to sustainability just in one context, environment, about being green. And often, if you look at the UN Sustainability Development Goals, there are 17 of them. Only actually 5 or 6 directly impact environment. The other 12 actually have more to do with the social agenda, the governance agenda that each of these companies promote as part of their ESG agendas in the name of sustainability. And so maybe it was time to go back and sort of like have these different companies explain what they're doing and then create the impression that, there are several touch points for sustainability within each person's lives. And maybe it's something that's not truly appreciated or understood. And there was time that they did that so that, like you said, there is an urgency to what's going on right now.
Right, and probably a bigger picture look at how sustainability does affect our day-to-day. ESG, or the environment, social and governance, is one of those sort of buzzwords, and it's now a bigger picture, but also more of the focus of this discussion. How important is the role of companies in championing sustainability now?
The roles of the companies are very important because they're basically championing it and bringing together measures that hopefully impact directly on the people who are their consumers, their stakeholders, the communities that they interact with. We also felt that a lot of people thought of sustainability purely in terms of something that's more expensive, it's costly, it's elitist, and we also felt that in the part of MSMEs, if they brought sustainability into their operations, it would either increase their operation expenditures and affect the OPEX in such a way that profitability would be decreased. And those are the things that we're trying to debunk in the course of the forum. And we're hoping that the various speakers we've put together from very different industries will be able to give that impression in terms of how sustainability is something accessible. It can be something that maybe on a soft impact basis for the individual to pursue, but nevertheless, it's something that each individual could try to adapt into his or her own lifestyle. And the time, like you said, is now. If you can't be waiting anymore longer for this or feel na this doesn't affect us. Because in fact, we're one of the most vulnerable countries in the world. Think about how we're in the earthquake belt, how we have so many different typhoons visiting us on an annual basis. So all of these things sort of interconnect to create the situation where we need to really be championing sustainability within this country, at the least.
Right. Well, commerce and certainly our buying habits have a lot to do, or have a big role to play here. MSMEs certainly have a lot to learn from the big players, and many of the big players are actually part of this gathering. The Manila Bulletin is holding its first sustainability forum. What do you guys hope to accomplish?
Well, the end goal obviously is awareness. It's partly education, and it's partly a better appreciation of the public towards the companies who are sort of championing sustainability. Like at one level, we have like SM Prime talking about disaster preparedness and resilience within the real estate sector. We have Arthaland talking about sustainable residences and why it really is a stronger investment even in the long term. And then we have all the way the other side, we have like a Watson's talking about consumer behavior. We have Unilever, we have Coca-Cola talking about what they're doing in the names of sustainability. So it's really creating the scenario where people appreciate that there's so many touch points already for sustainability in their lives. Maybe it's something they haven't really sort of realized, and hopefully this forum will be an eye opener for them in terms of how sustainability can already be adapted within their lifestyle, and it can take some very easy steps to do so. So we're inviting people to basically join the forum. It's for free. It's happening Wednesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. in the morning till about 4:30 in the afternoon. And you can just check the MB Manila Bulletin Facebook page to see the schedule of speakers. And we understand nobody's going to sit down from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and sort of be watching all the different speakers. No, I mean, cherry pick the topics that resonate with you. And hopefully, you'll also be opening your mind to sort of listen to some of the other speakers as well. And then maybe there'll be a better appreciation of what sustainability means in your lives presently.
Well, we may be surprised at who will actually be willing to sit through. We've just shown a few or flashed a few of the speakers on there. Quite a lineup here, and it's a great opportunity, I think, for many of these large companies to really sort of walk the talk and vice versa, and for all of us to learn something new and have a greater appreciation for sustainability as a whole. Thank you once again for joining us, Philip. That was Philip Unjieng from the Manila Bulletin.